Okay, this here's my friend and student Bill Mosser, and Bill just told me a great story, and I just want to ask him to repeat the story now again on the camera. So tell us the story again, Bill.
I was in Southern California, beautiful beach, up on a cliff above the beach in a beautiful, what's called a meditation garden. It's open to the public. I've been there many, many times over the years. Usually there aren't so many people there. Today, on that day, on a Saturday, there were quite a few people there.
And what were they doing?
And there were many people walking around. Many of them were looking in their phone.
Of course.
For whatever advice is inside the phone.
This is what people do now. They go to exotic places and look at their phones there.
Exactly.
As opposed to, if you're in the, Kilauea looking at your phone, as opposed to just in your cubicle or on the street, it's more exotic,
Yeah, so they're walking around. Half of them, I'd say, are looking at their phone. Other people are talking. It's a quiet crowd. And I had the thought that I wanted to do my warm-up Tai Chi practice in the garden that day. And I got there and I saw all these people and thought, maybe not, but I found kind of a quiet place overlooking the ocean and decided that I would do the warm-up. So, this is a very special garden, and I started doing the warm-up, expansion and contraction, and I started to feel very, very centered and was feeling really good, and then all of a sudden there was a voice on my right ear that says, "Excuse me, sir." And my eyes were partly closed, and I opened them and I turned, and there was a security guard with a leather jacket and a hat and an American flag on the sleeve, and I said, "Yeah?" And he said, "I'm sorry, there's no energizing in the garden." And I said, "Okay."
See, no energizing in the garden. And this brought up a rant of mine, when Bill said this, because I thought, why can't you do a little meditative, quiet Tai Chi in there? And it's like, well, because if we let you do this, we have to let someone come in here and do flame dancing, or have to do some intrusive, crazy practice that might involve yelling and screaming and whatever, and might disturb people. And I was like, well, you could train a guy, you could train a security guy so that he has some discretion. They say, look, if someone starts doing some practice, keep an eye on him. If it's really weird, or he pulls out a sword or something, if he's menacing or scaring anybody, you can walk over and say, I have discretion to remove you. You're disturbing the vibe or whatever. But then people would say, that isn't fair. So-and-so is doing it. And you could say, yeah, that's right. It isn't fair. We have a certain vibe we want to maintain here. But it's like, you have to have one rule. There's no energizing in the garden. This is what I don't like about spiritual authority. It's like that there's one way, and we got to just come up with one rule. You can't make exceptions for anybody. There's no discretion involved. It's just one rule, one size fits all. No energizing in the garden.
The new threat to America.
Now, but looking at your cell phone the whole time.
Oh, that's fine.
That's totally permitted.
Of course.
Could you video with the phone, take pictures? That's cool.
Oh, anything. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Except energizing.
You can't energize with your cell phone.
You can't practice. You can't practice overtly what the garden is for. You can only do covert meditation. You have to. I could even understand no phones in the garden. Like, sorry, we've decided to. You have to actually be here to be here.
Yeah.
You have to be here to be here, so no phones in the garden. Even then, I would say, let people do it, whatever. It's their life to ruin or to pay attention to. They can pay attention to whatever they want, but I just thought that was really, really funny.
Well, maybe they'll put a sign up now. No energizing in the
garden. No energizing in the garden. Feel free to fry your brain with your cell phone. Feel free to look up stuff on the net and be anywhere. Feel free to be anywhere but here. Well, thanks, Bill. I sure appreciate that.
You're welcome.